हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू ixamBee। जैसे कि आप जानते हैं हमारे EXIM बैंक मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी 2022 एग्ज़ाम की रिविजन सीरीज़ स्टार्ट हो चुकी है और आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश। टू बी स्पेसिफिक, आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे लेटर राइटिंग। 5 थिंग्स टू रिमेंबर अबाउट लेटर राइटिंग। ठीक है, तो इफ़ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर अ रिलायबल कोर्स टू enroll in to complete your last minute preparation, I think you have come to the right place because we are ready with our India EXIM Bank Management Trainee online course, and you will have all the experts who will guide you comprehensively. It's going to give you excellent course matter, and this is the right time to get enrolled before it's too late. Now, let's take a look at the structure of the test. If you take a look at the structure of the test, you will see key descriptive English. If you look at the pattern, you have one essay, 25 marks, and one letter writing, which is also of 25 marks. So total for these two questions, you will be getting 35 minutes. So it is evident that you cannot invest a lot of time in either of these two topics, because if you do that, you will not be able to finish the paper. Right? Now today we're going to start off with letter writing. And let me share 5 mantras, 5 important things to remember about letter writing. And this will cover both formal and informal topics. So before you take your exam, do not forget to go through these 5 points so that you are absolutely ready. So here is our first point. Format. You must always revise the format. You have some weightage given to the format, and if you are able to provide or write accordingly in a correct format, by following the correct format, you will get full marks when it comes to the format. Right? So don't mess up your format. Sometimes students confuse between the formal letter and the informal letter, and they mix up the two structures, the two formats. Don't do that. Make sure you know the format like the two sides of your palm. Revise it, go through it, practice it. Okay? Next, the structure. Your letter must always have a structure. There should be an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. So we are looking for at least 3 separate paragraphs. So the first paragraph should talk or introduce your letter, and the introduction should be something in such a way that it is directly linked with the question. It should not be something out of the blue. Right? So you have the introduction. Next, body is the part where you talk about the letter. What are the areas that needs to be discussed, what needs to be done, the grievances, the complaints, whatever the topic is. Body is the place where the entire perspective is discussed. And conclusion, where you are clinching the argument, you're finishing it off. So you can, if it's an informal letter, you can write about that you're about to meet that person soon, or you're going to catch up soon, or if it's a formal letter, you can request the receiver to take some actions, to look into it, to investigate, right? To take up the matter for further inquiry. So the letter should have introduction, body, and conclusion. In a word, it should have a proper structure. Next, do not forget to answer the question. Sometimes we forget to read the whole question. We just read the question partially and jump and start writing the answer. What happens then? That we miss out on different aspects of the question. Read the question carefully. Make sure the body of your letter focuses exclusively on the question. Tone. The tone of the letter should be convincing but polite. So if you are trying to persuade someone, you are trying to present your problem, You are trying to convince someone. It should be convincing, but it cannot be rude, right? So if you're asking the municipal body to pay attention to what's happening in the streets of your locality, for example, garbage is being dumped, there's litter everywhere, so you need to be firm but polite to tell him that make sure steps are taken. You need to request him that please take some steps, take the requisite action, do something about it. Otherwise, it's creating a lot of pollution, it's spreading diseases, and especially when the pandemic is going on. So you need to be convincing and persuasive, but you cannot be rude, you cannot be threatening, you cannot use unparliamentary language. Okay, so it should be convincing but polite. Next, language. This is something that you should always remember when you're working on a descriptive topic. Never ever forget to review the topic, review the write-up for grammatical errors. Sometimes there need not be grammatical errors, but there might be some typographical errors, typos. We are all typing, we are all in a hurry, there might be mistakes. So never ever forget to check for grammatical errors. Once you're done, check the grammatical errors and then move ahead. Let's move on. Okay, now let's quickly take a look at the formal letter format. It's a quick review, it's a revision series. We are here to review, right? So you start off with the address of the sender, name, address, place, and date. Next, this is something specially for the formal letter. We are looking at the address of the receiver, designation, and company's name and place. Right? So we are first looking at the address of the sender. Next, we are looking at the address of the receiver. So designation, the branch manager, the managing director, the inspector in charge, the officer in charge, whoever it is, right? The designation. Next, we are looking at the company's name, the bank, the name of the bank, the name of the organization, the name of the police station, if it's a police report that you're filing. Place, right? Next, you start off with the salutation. Sir, ma'am, okay? And you can move on to the subject, where you need to tell that person just in one sentence what the letter is all about, just the subject. Okay? One very crisp sentence. Make sure that one sentence you are summarizing the whole content of the letter. It should be grammatically correct. Sometimes people try to condense a lot of information in that one single sentence, and the grammatical structure goes wrong. So be careful about that. Then we are moving on to the body and the conclusion, where we are signing off. So thanking you, yours faithfully, and then you write your name. Okay. For the informal letter, it's shorter. But remember, you will not be given extra credit for writing a particularly difficult formal letter topic. So be wise while selecting the topic. Go for something that you are comfortable with, that you think is easy, and you will be able to handle and tackle it well within your short duration of time. Okay. So address of the sender, name, address, place, date, salutation is the same thing again, body, and your conclusion, where you are signing off, thanking you. You don't need to write thanking you, yours faithfully. Just write yours lovingly, and then your name. Here are two topics. Let's just take a look. So look at the first topic. So you are writing a letter to the branch manager requesting him to block your credit card. Now, look, there are two parts of the question. Don't miss this. So first, you're requesting him to block the credit card. That should be the first part of your body. Now the question has another dimension to it. You need also to request him to issue a new card, right? So now understand something. When you are requesting that person to block your credit cards, all the details must be furnished. So don't forget to include all these details in your letter. And also don't miss the fact that there is a tag question where you're requesting the manager to issue a new card. Don't miss that part. Okay? Look at the other letter. So you are writing a letter to your friend, encouraging and advising him to plan his own startup. So you are not only asking him, encouraging him to start a new venture, but you are also advising him, which means you are trying to reason out, you are trying to tell him why nowadays startups and new ventures are so important and they are doing so well. Again, this one also has two parts to it. So you're encouraging him, you're telling him it's not impossible, and you're also telling him why you should start your new venture, what it takes to have a new startup. Okay? So with the revision series on, I hope this video has been useful for you, and you're going to practice letter writing, and I'm sure you are going to write beautiful letters and do very well. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We're going to be back very soon with another video on Descriptive English. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.